Hi, everyone. My name is Emily Shields, and I'm the Executive Director of Iowa and Minnesota Campus Compact. I've been in this role for 11 years and seen a lot of AmeriCorps members in that time doing great work. I also served as an AmeriCorps VISTA member myself in 2002 and 2003 at Our Lady of the Lake University in San Antonio, Texas. I'm so excited that you've decided to serve with our program, and from my own experience, I know what a challenging and rewarding year your AmeriCorps VISTA term can be. So I'm looking forward to supporting you in that journey and having you on our team. I wanted to take a little time today to talk about our organization and how it's situated within this whole space that you're working, so you have a better understanding of what role we play and how we can support you. So to do that, I'm going to share just a few slides here. Great. So this graphic hopefully gives you a sense. You sit here at your VISTA or AmeriCorps host site or service site, different languages used at different times, but the nonprofit organization or college and university campus where you go every day. We serve in this intermediary role here to support your service sites in having access to national service resources. The federal grants that national service resources come with are very complex, and most organizations don't have the capacity to go through all of those procedures for just 1, 2, 3 AmeriCorps or VISTA members or part-time members. So that's where we come in and really serving as that intermediary and supporting them and the liaison for that federal grant. That's just one of our roles, however, and I'll talk a little bit about the larger mission of Iowa and Minnesota Campus Compact and how this fits with it. One other complicating factor to note is that currently Iowa and Minnesota Campus Compact in Iowa is fiscally hosted through Iowa Western Community College. That just means that they serve as the place where our staff and you are counted as employees. That's where all of our finances live. Since we're a small nonprofit, that really helps us out with capacity that we don't necessarily have for those functions. So that's why sometimes you'll see Iowa Western Community College on things and already have with your enrollment paperwork. So the next level up from that sits the Corporation for National and Community Service and their regional office, which is based in Kansas City. That's where we have a program officer who supports us in achieving the goals of our grant. Above them is the corporation, which is a federal agency based in Washington, D.C. It's its own federal agency and is part of the Health and Human Services budget. So those are a few of the contexts. The biggest thing you need to know is that we serve as this liaison and intermediary role, so that you and your site don't have to encounter a lot of the issues that come with a federal grant, and so that we can package all of your sites together in a way that speaks to a larger picture. So what do we do, and how does that connect with AmeriCorps and VISTA? I'll try to give you a better sense of that. Iowa and Minnesota Campus Compact is a member organization. So we have 60 member colleges and universities across both states. That represents all parts of higher education. So we have community and technical colleges, private colleges, big universities. It really runs the whole gamut. And that's one of the things that makes our mission possible, is that we're really working across higher education. So we work to inspire and support those campuses as they think about how they connect their mission to making social change. We work to connect people across all of those sectors with each other and with community. We work with all that entire network to co-create solutions to address community challenges. And that's a big place where AmeriCorps and VISTA comes in, because we believe that these national service programs are part of the capacity building that's needed for solutions. We also work to really talk about and promote this important role for higher education in supporting communities and educating students for their role in our democracy. So we do all this so that you or our campuses and partner sites can do this, which is really to make sure everyone across campus is co-creating mutually respectful partnerships. All students are engaged in high impact, community engaged civic learning. Everyone on campus embraces their responsibilities to local communities and other communities as that's understood. The whole capacity of campus is being utilized to address inequality, whether that's courses, hiring decisions, research that faculty are doing. And that ultimately the culture across campus is one where the public purpose is central. And that public purpose is really about what I'm going to show you next. This is our civic action statement that reaffirms all the things I just said. And then at the end of the day, the goal of that public purpose is that everyone has the opportunity to pursue an education that prepares them personally and for professional success, but also prepares them for their role in our democracy. That our public policy and decision-making across the country are guided by engaged, informed, and equitable participation, and that ultimately everyone has the ability to flourish through shared prosperity and opportunity. So we're really not necessarily thinking about the ways in which higher education prepares individuals for a job. We're really thinking about this broader understanding of why higher education exists. So how we do that is through some of our core programming, and you'll see yourselves reflected here with AmeriCorps and VISTA, where we're building capacity for campus and community partnerships. We also support planning across campuses, faculty embedding service learning and community engagement into their courses, bringing staff together to learn together through communities of practice, election engagement, getting students involved in voting and those kinds of things. And this just gives you a sense of some of the things we're involved with campuses. So then where does AmeriCorps and VISTA come in? So the mission of the Corporation for National and Community Service is to improve lives, strengthen communities, and foster civic engagement. And you'll see a lot of parallels between that and what I've described as our mission. So we really see national service as an important tool for everything that I mentioned. It's a tool for you as a service member to gain a better understanding of how you want to impact social change in your communities going forward in the future, as well as doing that this year. It's a tool for us to really strengthen campus and community partnerships by providing capacity support on both sides. So you'll notice that we have some members who serve on campuses, some who serve in community organizations. No matter where you're serving, our ultimate goal is that the capacity you're bringing makes those connections between campus and community stronger in ways that ultimately impact important needs in our community. So with VISTA specifically, it's an anti-poverty program. So we're looking at how you're building capacity for campus community partnerships again, but specifically in ways that fight poverty. So some of you may be serving on college campuses where you're fighting poverty by meeting students' basic needs to ensure that they can be successful, get that degree, get the better job, contribute to their communities. In some cases, you're with a community organization that's thinking about poverty in a different way, maybe around housing, maybe around literacy, whatever the case may be. But ultimately, we see you as a catalyst for change, really working to build that extra capacity that organizations tend not to have themselves to really spur things to the next level for those partnerships and for those solutions. That was my daughter, real COVID moments. Again, our VISTA program is about eliminating poverty specifically through those campus community partnerships. So we hope you'll come back around to that. And if you're not clear right now on exactly why you are serving in this role with this organization and what that has to do with partnerships, that's something we want to talk to you about this year and really work through with you and your site. It's not always immediately obvious because the thing you're doing may be building capacity so someone else can work on the partnership. So there are lots of ways we think about this, and we really try to meet our sites where they are in terms of what they need the most to get to the next level. So within that, we have a couple of different areas we work in terms of issues. If you're a part of our health core, you're really thinking about access to healthcare, healthy futures, nutrition, all kinds of things along those lines. If you're a part of our opportunity core, we're thinking more about economic opportunity, sometimes having to do with education, jobs, homelessness, things like that. And if you're a part of our education core, you're thinking about educational success, whether that's at the K-12 level or around college access and meeting students' basic needs. And so you'll kind of see there, we have this year 28 VISTA members, 2 VISTA leaders, and that's with 24 partners across Iowa and Minnesota, again, representing higher education and community partner sites. So that's a little bit about us. And I hope that helps give you a bigger picture of what you're a part of and what you're sort of nested into. Because we know that day to day, you're really just going to be focused on your site and what your site needs from you. And that's what we want. And we hope that we can just serve as a support network for both you and your site so that you can be as successful as possible. So please consider me and my team a resource, both during your term and after. And again, thank you so much for serving with Campus Compact.